shield generator. Cost 40 supply. Result, arrow card immunity for half the uptime. This and other things like that were the result of the mapping event T has had, which actually became a everything but mapping event. I guess usual stuff. So the shield generator has a minimum range, well that or I can't really use it yet, but it kind of allowed us to protect the superior catapult here, and we have managed to pierce into the tower. Now, the very name, mapping event. When we are doing a mapping event, what I usually think about is we trying to understand how the map is located. But here we are attacking a group of 10 to 15 people. They seem to be a guild group, while we do not have any way to coordinate. We are, well, mapping. What is actually important is the fact that barricades have managed to destroy us. What you can see is the fact that we do not have heavy classes. We cannot really push through the choke points, and the tower belongs to us. This means that we can move through the barricades using the portal, and the opponents cannot. But we did not know that yet. The barricade is located on some kind of a hill, which means it's very difficult to shoot through each other, that is, shoot through the barricade at each other, especially with weapons like Mesmer Greatsword. T decided that, well, we can always push forward, but someone completely accidentally repaired the barricade. Half of our forces remained on the other side and half on this side, not really knowing what is happening. So, in effect, we have managed to completely kill our forces. Well, now it is quite obvious that the barricade belongs to the side which has the tower, but it was the first time we have really met that situation and the first time we have managed to repair it, and the result was interesting. Yes, you can see me here trying to 1-1-1 the barricade down, and why is it not going down? So we did not wipe, but we had to run. We had to port from southeast tower, which meant we had a lot of running. But because we are used to fighting spread, we did not get destroyed in this fight, and we could have re-engaged our opponents. Bear in mind that in the very beginning they were between 10 and 15 only. Because of the constant fights, they were not able to resurrect the fallen. And now let's talk about waypoints. In the Alpine borderlands, our enemies would simply respawn at bay and run here. In Desert Borderlands, they had to run from the current garrison. The logistics is much more difficult for them, which means that if they did expect to kill us all, they did not respawn in time, and we were able to come twice before they arrived for the first time. As you can also see, the barricade allowed me to get to the backline very easily, especially after they have decided to move forward. And as you can also see, I am horrible in using Greatsword. So even if there is a choke point, the terrain is difficult for both us and them, and the side which holds the barricade is able to actually do a lot of stuff. Because of the ranges and positions, we, the borderland attackers, can get to the point faster than the defenders, and we have won that fight, not because we are much better than them, no, definitely not. We won this one because of pure attrition. Lack of waypoints means that enemies have to split, and they cannot really be everywhere. In Alpine Borderlands, a group like ours would be annihilated. Here, we fight smaller groups, because if they do not split, we will be able to take something before they react. So, here I die, but when I reinforce our group, they have already died. Bonus question, what actually kills me? Blood frenzy through retaliation, and I just wanted to protect myself to be able to teleport away. I simply suck at larger scale fighting. Okay, so as we are on the mapping event, one of the key things is to test siege locations and try to defend the tower. This is not irony, by the way. We need to see how much does it differ to defend in the new Borderlands from the old Borderlands. No! Don't kill a Mesmer! I don't have a Disabler anymore! I'm toothless! Oh, and I can port away. And here it is possible to actually place a ballista in such a way that the ballista is able to destroy the superior catapults, while in Alpine we would be under attack by 1 million elementalists with meteor showers. 180 supplies means we have killed 12 people worth of supplies. They can't continue. So the second group decided that they actually can continue, so I do the same Disabler trick on them. T places an arrow card, they do not have supply for the shield generator, and unlike Alpine, we defend it. So we have repelled them until they returned with new supply and we have none. All in all, it was quite a good run. And as the desert borderland is really a large one, the southern part of the map was ours for most of the time. They could have stopped us any time, but they would have to actually try to find us and kill us. As T has most experience as a roamer, she knows how to evade enemy forces, so we have managed to recapture most of the stuff instantly after Abaddon left. We have had a lot of fun, very many interesting fights, and we have managed to score a keep daily. Seeing how the new map looks like, my verdict is slowly changing. In my opinion, new Borderlands are much more interesting and much more fun than the older ones were used to be. No waypoints, mechanics like the sentry, much more important supplies and much better structuring of towers mean that smaller groups are able to do much more. As I play in smaller groups, this means I'm going to definitely play on the new Borderlands. So see you on the battlefield. Urxalis out.